you guys, welcome back to my channel. In my last video in this series, I kind of introduced y'all to my little art studio trailer remodel and kind of cast a vision for what I was thinking in terms of art studio organization. In this video, I am taking the first few steps toward making that dream a reality, and I'm taking y'all along for the ride. And then at the end, I will be offering a few thoughts for you people who may be considering doing something similar. You know, turning a trailer into an art studio or a boat. One day. It is pretty hot outside today because I live in Texas and only have so much time to get some things done, so let's get to it. It is sanding day. Sanding the walls. Let's go. So right now I'm sanding the walls down so I can clean it and texture it, prime it, and paint it. So instead of completely getting rid of this thing like I thought I was going to be able to, that is no longer an option because there's this gap between the wall and the door. Apparently this was part of the fitting process and I didn't know that. So we're gonna do something cute with it and keep it, apparently. So we found another soft spot up here. I had already replaced the panel on the other side of this wall, so I'm not too entirely surprised that there's another one on this side of this wall because it just goes continuous on the back side of this part, but it's still disappointing. So I'll be cutting this panel and popping this part out and putting another piece of 1/4" plywood here and then texturing over it. I really didn't think everything was gonna go to plan. So I love this thing, but the only downside to it is I can only get into spots that I can get. In other words, there are some tight grooves that this thing does not fit in, so I'm gonna have to take a piece of hand sandpaper and fill in those gaps. So originally I was a little hesitant to take the dining area out just yet because I'm kind of using it as my makeshift workspace for the moment, but I really need to be able to get to the walls to texture. And there's a table outside that I got from an old restaurant in town. It's a very nice table and it's been sitting out in the rain and I realize it's kind of warping, so I need to bring that inside anyway so I can get rid of this rickety old thing right here. So I've decided to go ahead and take these out. If they're made of particle board, I'm probably just gonna get rid of it. If it's got some nice wood to it, then I might salvage some of that for other projects. So here we go. It's getting real, y'all. I hope I don't get stuck. I just emerged from the abyss. They've got some super sweet one-bar material in here. It's not particle board. And she is out. So I think I'm gonna keep the frame intact for now because I'm not sure if I'm gonna ever use it for something else inside the trailer, but I'm going to take all of the rest of the material off of this thing so I can put it in the burn pile. Why do I feel especially committed now? Good boy. So I'm cleaning off my old workspace or temporary workspace and I ran across all of my disposable paint palettes that I've been using. I like to keep them just in case, because you know how us artist people with our brains work, we always feel like we need to keep something. But I just realized that my cat likes picking the old bits of paint off and using them as chew toys, so maybe I should trash them. You guys, do you know what I just realized? Last time, I went in through there to unscrew everything throughout the bench. Look at this. Well, you live and you learn. Yoy! Need a bigger drill bit. Dude, how did these things not go all the way through the wall? It's kind of scary how easily things come apart these days. Look how long that is. I don't understand. So to be honest, I didn't really know what to expect tearing this bench out because it's been here for the duration of time that I've had this trailer, and she is a pretty old trailer. I did notice a bad spot up on the wall above the bench up here, so I was a little concerned that I would see some rot down below, but it's actually not that bad. I am probably going to end up changing out this little panel right here because it is a little soft. But all in all, we're in pretty good shape. The floor is solid. This molding right here, I'm probably going to end up extending it all the way down to the floor because I think the people were kind of counting on the fact that the bench was hiding this, and so they didn't really do a very good job completing this joint here. But other than that, I just have a few holes to fill and we'll be in good shape. Oh no. I just found a soft spot in the floor, and I'm not happy about it. Fortunately, I think it's in a pretty reparable spot. It's right there. Right there. I'm just gonna have to tear the carpet out in that one little spot. Hopefully not destroy it, and replace that bit of plywood and maybe the support, and then put the carpet back. Yay. These are the drawers that I took out of the bench, and somebody found them, and he's having a ball. Where'd everything go? Where'd it go? So now that my slide out is all but completely empty, I need to put together some sort of workspace. And so the next step is to put this thing in there. So my neighbor had bet me $100 that if I turned this thing on its side, it would fit in there. What do you think? Should I make him pay? Let me know in the comments. Well, since I was right and my neighbor was wrong, I'm going to have to take this thing apart in 2 pieces and take it in there. Ooh. Dude, I was gonna be so productive today. I kind of hate that I have to set up a whole other workspace before I even start painting. I really hope my cat doesn't figure out how to tip this thing over. That would be sad. On the other hand, it's probably gonna be a lot more stable than the table I had in there a minute ago. Screwdriver, screwdriver, screwdriver. Would it have been faster if I used a drill? Absolutely. Where's the fun in that? Screwdriver, screwdriver. My hands are getting tired. Oy. Please don't fall on me. Oh. I think I just made $100 today. What you think about it, Pierre? What you think about it?
Hi. Hi.
Okay, now that I have some semblance of a workspace set up, stop shaking. Stop it. Stop. Okay, now that I have some semblance of a workspace set up and I'm about to go paint,
I gotta talk to y'all first, because I said I would.
here are just here are just a few thoughts if you're thinking about doing something similar, to find some alternatives to get out of some financial burden in order to make this art dream, or any dream really, into a reality. Point number 1. If you are like me in that you're going to be living and working in the same space that you are actively remodeling, it requires a certain mentality. Fortunately, I had a lot of experience with that in childhood. I have to be okay with camping out a little bit if my workspace is temporary, or if I have to move it if it's in the way of a construction project. So I'm moving around a lot, and I kind of have to be okay with my house looking a little unkempt sometimes. And I am the type of person who enjoys a good homey atmosphere, so that is a little hard on me mentally sometimes. But what helps me is kind of looking at my space and envisioning what it's going to look like and feel like after I'm done, and so that kind of keeps me going, helps me not lose my mind as much. So, long story short, you have to have a certain mentality around living and working in the same space that you're remodeling. If you have a house in a separate space that you can operate in and live out of while you're remodeling a trailer, that's even better. But I did not have that option. So, if you're in either set of shoes, it's still possible.
Number 2, this is another point of mentality.
When you go in to buy a trailer for the purposes of remodeling it into an art studio or anything really, and you are strapped in terms of a budget like I was, likely you're going to get a rundown trailer or one that has a few years on her. Those trailers are cheaper, but they also tend to require a lot more work, unless you just find that rare situation where somebody just has a really nice trailer in the backyard and they just want to, get rid of it. I haven't found that yet. But when you go to buy the trailer, my point is, you have to maintain the mentality that it's going to be a lot more work than you think it is. So me, going in to buy this trailer, I saw right off the bat that there were several things that would need to be fixed. But as you're remodeling a space and you're tearing things out in order to put things back in, you're going to find things you did not know were there. Like the soft spot I found in my floor not too long ago. Oh, that's gonna be so much fun.
Can you read my sarcasm?
If you maintain the mentality that it's going to be a lot more work than you think it will be initially, it keeps you sane. And you don't get discouraged when things are not going as fast as you think they will. It will get done. You will get there, but it may take a little more time than you're budgeting in your brain.
Case in point. Number 3.
You need to consider your situation and what your goals are when you're considering doing something like this. For me, I think I would have had a lot of people kind of hesitate when I told them that I was about to buy an old trailer. But I had to look at it from my point of view, and I was like, well, I need to get out from under the rent situation I was in if I was going to free myself up financially in order to make this dream a reality. And so I had a limited amount of options. If those options required a little more work, I was okay with that. And when I was considering the decision, I also had to remember in my brain, because I'm kind of an idealist person, it's really cool, you go on YouTube and you see all these cool conversions of all these things. It's way faster and way cooler to watch it on TV than it is to actually do it. It requires blood, sweat, and yes, many tears, especially if you find yourself working a bunch of blue-collar side jobs like me. There are days I get so tired by the end of the day, I'm running through all my to-do lists that I haven't done in my head, and all the overwhelm hits me like a brick, and I'm just so tired and I don't know if I can go on. Yes, I'm one of those people. But if you're okay with that personally, it's fine. You have to ask yourself what is important to you. Obviously, take other people's advice and don't ignore them. Take everything they say into account, but weigh it. You gotta weigh the pros and cons.
Number 4.
If you're an artist like me and you're taking on a project like this, managing your time effectively is a huge deal. And I am the absolute worst at this. I am like the most distractible person you will ever meet in your life. Stuff like this is going to take an enormous amount of time away from the easel. And that's manageable. You've got to budget your time so much time to working on your DIY projects and so much time to artwork, and do not budge on the time that you have allotted to that artwork or you will not get it done. For me, I had to assess how I work, how I function personally. I tend to do a lot of my DIY projects in the morning and then, shower, eat something to get my energy level back up, drink 10 cups of coffee. and then get back to the easel. It's just how I work better. Getting all of that stuff out of the way in the morning allows me to clear my mind and focus on what I'm doing with my artwork, so the creative juices flow more easily. So, to recap, number 1, you have to assess if you're working and living in the same space and if you're okay with that. Number 2, maintain the mentality that it's going to be a lot more work and time than you think it will. Number 3, consider your situation and what your goals are and if it's worth it to you personally. These kind of endeavors can be extremely rewarding and very satisfying, but only if it's right for you. And number 4, manage your time. Manage your time. Manage your time. Maybe if Ricky says it enough, she'll get the point. Okay, you guys, this day is drawing to a close and the crickets are getting very talkative. If you are inspired or intrigued by what I am doing on this channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you are wondering how you can support me, please visit my brand new Patreon page. It is growing, it is new, it is little, but growing. I appreciate all your support immensely.
Because I cannot do this by myself.
I will continue to be working on this trailer in future episodes, and I look forward to sharing art content in the near future. I look forward to the day when I can actually do studio vlogs in my new studio.
I dream of this day.
Until next time, you guys, stay curious and keep creating.
Say bye. Say bye.
You're so distracted. Bird! Shh! Hey! Shh! Shh! Hey! Shh! Thank you. He actually did stop talking there for a second.
Why are the mosquitoes eating me? At least somebody loves me.